My name is Nick Bourne. I am 32 years old. I was not a Christian before I came on Alpha. Was always interested in spirituality, the universe. I'm quite a positive person, so I always believed that things happen for a reason. And I remember my wife said to me once, why don't you just go and try Alpha, because you have so many questions about spirituality and faith, and I think it would be a great thing for you. So I was like, oh, I'm not sure this is the right thing for me. I just don't know. I did a lot of church at school and nothing really stuck for me. Anyway, I thought about it, and rather reluctantly, I was like, well, actually, maybe let's give it a go. So during my Alpha experience, there was moments where I was going away from Alpha and just noticing little things. I remember one week talking about prayer, and I remember going to my garden and just being like, okay, right, if this prayer thing works, then let's just give it a go. We've got nothing to lose. So I was sitting in my garden chair and just looking out and going, God, if you're real, can you help me? What do I need to do? And I remember at the time I was COVID and I'd lost my job and I was struggling to pay the mortgage. I remember praying about finances. I remember saying, I just need to get through this hurdle for me and my wife. A few days later, I had a call from one of my friends who I was in business with, and he called me and he said, Nick, we have this money that's come from the government. They have paid to the penny all the money that we were owed during the time that we had been furloughed. Is this a coincidence? And then a few days later, I had a call from my granddad and said, Nick, I just want you to know that I'm gifting you some money just to help you. It's like, okay, right. I remember I kept on going back to Alpha and talking about my experiences, and everyone was encouraging me, saying, this is a good thing that's happening for you, Nick. And at the time I was going to Hillsong Worship in Guildford with my wife on a Sunday morning, and I remember standing at the front one Sunday, and I remember having this incredible feeling across my chest. It was like this overwhelming warmth that just felt like love, like pure, wholesome love. And all I could feel and sense was the Holy Spirit saying to me, it is true. You have to make that commitment. And at the time, I was like, is this really happening to me? Is this? And I was sweating, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is really happening. And I remember calling one of the Alpha leaders and saying to him, I think this is it. I think I want to make this decision. I understand everything. God wanted me to make that decision, wanted me to step forward. Jesus has made such a huge difference in my life. I think the timeline of when I did Alpha to where I am now, doing Alpha, getting married, having my daughter, becoming a father, and understanding what it means to be a father, reading the Bible each day, it's geared me up for that. And I think Jesus was preparing the way for me, and now I just love being able to pass some of that on to my daughter. God was preparing me for quite a few things. There was an opportunity in my church to lead the next Alpha course, and just thoroughly enjoying it and enjoying being on the other side and hearing so many amazing stories from people, encouraging people and going, well, this is what I experienced. I really want you to experience it as well, and to experience the Holy Spirit, because it's the most amazing thing.